In this episode of Travelogue, it's Miao New Year, and that means multitudes of merrymaking. Fishing, drinking, bullfighting. Join me among the magnificent mountains of Leishan, where it's all happening for the ethnic Miao.
G'day guys, just check this out. The weather is amazing, and to think 3 or 4 hours ago we were on the runway in Beijing waiting for them to clear the ice off the plane so we could take off. Now we're finally here in Guiyang, which is the capital of Guizhou Province, and because of its incredible cultural mosaic, this province celebrates more ethnic minority festivals than any other in all of China. Now we're here to join in one of them, which is called the Miao New Year. I'm super excited to get in with all the fun. My name's Zhui. Join me on Travelogue. Ni hao.
So we're on our way to Leishan County. It's about 200 kilometers east of Guiyang. So maybe 2.5 hours, 3 hours in the car. And we've been driving through the mountains, and all I've been seeing are mountains. I think the flattest piece of land in this region is probably the airport. You know, there's an old Miao saying, birds nest in trees and fish swim in rivers, but the Miao, they live on the mountains. So I'm pretty curious to see what life is like on the mountains here in Guizhou. Guizhou Province is located in southwestern China, with Guiyang more or less in the middle. To get to Leishan, you have to hit the steep, snaking roads, but once you're there, it's breathtaking. Leishan County is home to just over 150,000 people, 85% of whom belong to the Miao ethnic group. And every 10th lunar month, the Miao celebrate New Year, starting with a big, boisterous parade.
Guys, this is awesome. I never thought I'd be standing in the middle of a school soccer field and see all these things happening around me, the costumes, the excitement. It's almost tangible, I guess mine is anyway. I can't wait to get in and around with the actions. Look at this, it's one of the biggest events in Guizhou, and everyone is anticipating what's going to happen next. Woo!
The Miao, with a population numbering 9.5 million, make up one of the country's more sizable ethnic groups, and also one of the most instantly recognizable, with a distinctive traditional dress, despite striking variations in the costumes from one village to the next.
Oh my gosh. You know, this is probably the best traditional costume that I've ever seen people wear before. The Miao costume, and there's so many different types as well. I'm really curious to find out why and when they wear this. 你们，我从来没看过你们穿的这么好的漂亮的衣服。
欢迎到我们家来。还好吧？
还好吧？ They're so humble. I'm feeling completely underdressed right now and very plain. 这个是银的吗？
也算是银的。
算是银的哦。这个要准备穿多少时间呢？
就是过完年，还有要结回来是代表手术名字，就是苗家姑娘那种穿的。
这个有什么意思？
我也不太清楚。
It's really amazing, this whole atmosphere. And everyone's so friendly as well. Crazy. If it was me performing, I'd be like, come away, let me prepare mentally and, you know, make sure I get all my steps right. But clearly these guys don't have to.
And then, without warning, the carnival begins. In a way, it's a bit like the opening ceremony of the Olympics, but instead of athletes representing their countries, it's musicians and dancers representing their individual Miao communities. I can't help but admire the array of attire, while savouring the unique melodies of the lunar, a traditional wind instrument made with multiple bamboo pipes.
Phenomenal. So much colour and sound and the silver clanking jewellery, the I don't know any of the dance moves.
The parade, after wrapping around the main boulevards of downtown Leishan, is funneled into the Brass Drum Stadium for a very grand extravaganza.
Have you ever seen or heard anything like this before? Because I sure haven't. So I'm in Leishan, which can be considered the heart of Miao culture. And what I'm doing here is to join in with the celebrations of Miao New Year. So you should do the same.
It's an oral and visual feast. The organisation and choreography of such a large-scale event must have been insane. There's the Miao sporting shiny bullhorn headdresses that seem to liquefy into a sea of silver. And the short skirt Miao, known for their, well, short skirts. And many others, brought together for this special occasion. But why is this date so important? Well, according to folklore, the Miao people are descended from a tribe called the Guizhou Lee. Their chieftain, Zhiyou, was defeated in battle around 6,000 years ago by Yan Di and Huang Di, China's two legendary rulers of antiquity. Zhiyou was buried with high ceremony in the 10th lunar month, and from then on, every year during that same month, an observance is held, known as Miao New Year. This annual Leishan Gala is an impressive New Year showcase, not only of the best Miao songs and dances from all around China, but also of a surviving and thriving cultural identity. Coming up next, I'm adopted by a Miao family for New Year, which, despite the typical effects of copious liquor consumption, is quite possibly the most memorable of my life. It's Miao New Year's Eve, and we're in Baiyan village, 8 kilometers east of downtown Leishan. I'm spending it with a Miao family, which is hosting dinner tonight. So, first up, a 20-minute ride back down to the town centre with young Jie to buy some meat and veggies. I'm so glad that it's her holding the handlebars. Last time I was on one of these, I was in Malaysia. Ended up in hospital. Wow, would you look at that? This is incredible. Reminds me of the rice terraces in the Philippines. Young Jie says that we need some greens and enough chicken to feed 20 or so mouths. So we hit up the markets.
It totally makes sense now. We're buying a live chicken. I was under the impression that we were going in to go to like a butcher shop or something, get a dead one. But... Oh my god! It's a chicken farm!
The The chooks are for eating, but they're also for sacrifice as offerings to the ancestors, which is why they need to be clucking.
Oh my God, I'm holding a chicken, a live chicken in there. Sorry, buddy.
Next stop, next door, to the inanimate kind of stuff. Much of it can't be found in small Baiyan village, so this is where Yang Jie does her groceries on special days like today.
Okay. Oh, that was classy. Well, looks like we're all stocked up. We can get a bit of a bicep workout, and we're ready to go. 好，可以走了。谢谢。Woo! Back to the village.
Back at Baiyan village, it's straight into the kitchen for Yang Jie, and soon soupy wafts start to hang temptingly in the mountain air. Preparation is a quiet affair, even after she enlists the help of her teenage son. Since my culinary skills are acutely underdeveloped, I don't want to spoil the broth, so I find something else to do.
Guess what this is for? Well, I'm not going to tell you because while Yang Jie is busy preparing for the banquet inside, I'm going to go with her husband down to the fields and catch something, a very special ingredient for tonight's banquet. So, 好吧，我们走。李哥 All right, let's go. Pretty stylish, huh? Reckon I should get myself a pair. 这个又是绑什么东西？哦，就不会
哎，是，
掉下去。
不要掉下来。
Oh. Oh, that's so cool. Suspenders.
What's also cool is the Miao approach to fishing. Rice is the main crop here, but that's not all the paddies produce.
I had no idea that you could raise fish and catch them in a paddy field.
To the Miao, fish symbolize their ancestors' southward migration 2 millennia ago from the area between the Yellow and Yangtze rivers. So, fish are important as offerings to ancestors and guests.
It's taken a while, but we've got one fish. Apparently this guy has too many friends, so he keeps inviting his mates over to dinner, which means I have to feed them fish, and they're all gone from the paddy fields. But no, rest assured there's many more to catch out there. It's not my idea of a relaxing fishing trip. Seems pretty hard work. I think I prefer just sitting at the side with a rod or a reel and, you know, bring them in. See? What did I tell you? No worries. Plenty of fish in the paddy. I reckon that's enough for the day. We can go back and help out in the kitchen and see what we can do there.
Yang Jie is still toiling away with the cooking, so I help her make some tsuba or glutinous rice cakes and wait for the party to show up. The typical Miao family is small, living in tight-knit communities. But when all the relatives arrive, it's a full house.
Cheers! Cheers! Happy New Year! Oh, wow. You know what? This is such an incredible, amazing, unique experience. It's such a far cry from counting down at the Sydney fireworks and, you know, drinking and partying with friends. These people have really just welcomed me into the home as if one of their own. It's just such a great feeling inside. You know, the Miao people are all about the silver, but I think the heart is made of gold. So cheers to a new year. Happy Miao New Year.
It's not the rowdiest way to ring in another year, but to me, it's perfect. Yang Jie and her husband are such self-effacing souls, so gracious in their ways. It's a real honor to let loose with a family. They're wonderfully warm people, the Miao, and even if I could, I wouldn't want to spend this night any other way. It's the first day of the Miao New Year, and it's as if the lilting melodies of the lusheng never ceased, and the ladies never stopped dancing.
Today's a really special day of the New Year for the married Miao women. It's called Guma Hui Niangjia, which is when they go back to their parental homes. And we've gathered here this morning so they can go back together to Wudong village. And Yangjie is somewhere in there. She might be a little bit difficult to find, but I'm going to see if I can find her. They're all in their traditional costumes, so let's have a look, see where she is. I'm wearing the traditional costume. We're already about 5 meters behind the rest of the crowd. You'll do something well.
It's early morning, 8-something in fact, and downtown Leishan is, once again, throbbing with conventional New Year revelry. Around the main square are gathered several groups of Miao women laden with gifts. They're heading in different directions, back to their hometowns where they were born and raised, where they lived before moving to their husbands' villages. The largest troop, consisting of 182 ladies including Yangjie, and many of their husbands, are returning to Wudong village. Wudong village is 20 kilometers east of Leishan's town center, a 50-minute or so drive. But we get off a little early to continue our slow, ritualistic march in formation towards the village gate.
今天早上几点开始？
我这6点半。
6点半起床，然后准备，8点就到了雷山。
到雷山。
It's not a long. It's not. I mean, it's not a short process, rather. So they got to Leishan at 8 o'clock. It's 2:40 now. It hasn't been easy, has it? 累了，是不是？有一点累了。
赶着呢。
我先啊。
姐，还有饭你走了走。
蓝门酒是吗？这个。哦。I had no idea that's what she was talking about. I didn't really understand at first, but now I think I do. And I'm kind of gonna wet my pants probably because there are 12 tables and I have to pass through these 12 tables in order to enter the village and I have to take a drink at every single table.
Lan Menjiu, or roadblock drinking, is a Miao expression of hospitality. Homemade rice wine is a vital part of Miao custom. It's drunk with daily meals, at weddings and funerals, and always offered to visitors as a welcoming gesture.
I'm keeping my hands behind my back because Yangjie told me that if I accidentally touch what they're serving me, the alcohol, it has to be bottoms up, so I have to drink the entire thing. So no hands, no hands.
The scene and situation I'm in is so surreal to me. The colours of the costumes and the countryside are like a kaleidoscope. And combined with the cultural value of this annual convoy, I'm a little overwhelmed. And at long last, 1.5 hours after getting off the bus at Wudong village, I make it to the welcoming band of lusheng players and lady singers, and the final sip of roadblock alcohol.
You know, never in a zillion years I would have dreamt of being in a place like this, like take part in something like this. It's incredible to see, you know, all these traditions and rituals still existing today. Absolutely remarkable.
By the time food is served, it's 4 o'clock. For many of us, that's 10 hours since our last proper meal. So we're tipsy and ravenous, but in high spirits. Guma Hui Niangjia isn't just about married women returning to their parental homes. Its essence lies in the entire village being reunited once a year and celebrating as one enormous Miao family, which I'm lucky enough to be part of today.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I really wanted today to be a really memorable experience, but you know, not a black hole because of all this drinking I've been doing. But I'm sure tomorrow when I wake up, what I can remember will be something I remember forever.
Coming up next, it's no bull when it comes to this popular Miao New Year custom. A local Leishan superstar takes me behind the scenes to the bullfighting arena and then backstage for some bull-related action. Just 22 kilometers west of downtown Leishan, but 1 hour on the treacherously twisting roads, lies a hamlet that's home to a local female celebrity.
So we're on our way to Qingshan village and we're going to meet a lady who's also known as Douniu Yizhihua. She is a beautiful woman who engages in the sport of bullfighting. Well, of course, she's not the one that's doing the fighting, but she raises the bulls who compete. And I'm really looking forward to meeting her because I guess she sounds very interesting. That's if I don't die on these mountainous roads. They're so windy and steep. Maybe we should sit tight for now.
Miao local Li Lingting is popularly known as Douniu Yizhihua, which literally means bullfighting flower, and, metaphorically, pretty bullfighting lady. Indeed, she's a bit of a tall poppy in a male-dominated event.
Looks like we're here. It's a bit of a windy hour-long drive. But I believe that this is, if I don't stack it, I believe that this is where she lives. Knock knock! Hey, 你好。
欢迎你来我家。
谢谢，真的是一朵花。
是吗？哎呦，谢谢谢谢，走。
这是你的家？
到屋里去吧，这是我家。
好，
走。
谢谢。Wow, check it out. She is a bit of a celebrity, isn't she? 哦，这就是你的奖是吗？
啊，这是我就是斗牛的奖旗。
There are so many of them.
一面奖旗，这是我们这个片区就是爬坡节1年1次的5月1号的那个爬坡节，然后举行这个斗牛比赛。
第1名。
然后我就拿了第1名。
Wow. Hi. 你喂它的是什么？
米糠，还有玉米面，
哦，
还有一点米
，healthy。这是我刚才听你说了，你最喜欢的牛是？
啊，对，这是我最喜欢的一头牛，因为它牛角特别好看嘛。
哦，That's yeah.
眼睛
It is very beautiful, isn't it?
眼睛特别漂亮。嗯。
Beautiful eyes. Hello.
你好。
你好。
And then it's time to take him for a walk, much like one does with a little puppy. Except he's a water buffalo.
This thing is huge. He's so much bigger than I expected. Just seeing him in there. I can't believe when he comes out, he's like 5 times as big as I expected. Oh my god.
The Miao worship bulls, which they consider both auspicious and heroic. In fact, some sources describe Chiyou, the forefather of the Miao people, as having a bull's head. So, Miao bull motifs are commonplace.
要不要切一下？
哈，
不怕，怕吗？
不怕不
以后
怕，我现在
上课
我现在喝了酒了就不怕了。
中打了是吧
It's called liquid courage, right? Oh my gosh!
？7、8岁的那时候，
8岁就开始哦。那你的父母养牛了？
那时候我父亲就教书嘛，他1个星期才到家1次，然后我就这个活路就绕在我街上了，我就每天放学以后就牵他出去洗澡，然后还要割一条草，然后才牵着牛跳着草，然后才回家去。晚上吃完晚饭以后才完成作业。
Oh, that's a very different lifestyle to the one that I led when I was a kid, hey?
It's the first session of the 4-day bullfighting contest, and it's held every Miao New Year at the Brass Drum Stadium, and the stakes are high. The champion of the most watched A division can take up to 180,000 RMB home in prize money. Miao Yizhihua isn't competing this time round because her bulls aren't ready, but she's here to take me through the rules. I've never ever seen this sort of thing on TV before, let alone live.
It's very exciting.
今天是第1天。
Basically, the bull that runs away loses, whether before or after they lock horns. And it's a knockout competition, so they only have one chance. If they're stuck in a stalemate within the 6-minute round, the brave people in the ring will separate them and both stay on for the next round.
就是会有一点残忍。
是有点残忍。
有点点。It's it's an indispensable part of Miao culture. It's something that's lasted so many years. It's a tradition for them. So I've got a lot of respect for it. But at the same time, it's a little bit brutal. Like if I could be guaranteed that there was no blood or no injury, then maybe I could enjoy myself a little bit more. But that said, it's still a good experience. So yeah, and everyone behind me is enjoying it anyway.
I can't watch for too long, knowing that those creatures could die in there. So Miao Yizhihua takes me backstage, which is familiar territory to her.
这个也好看。
对对。
哇，
打没打？
打架呀？
一样打，就打赢了。
他叫什么名字？
你看摆台。
酒鬼。
酒鬼。
平时喜欢喝点酒。
That's such a funny name.
每天要跟他吃一
酒鬼。
一天最起码要10斤。
1天10斤酒啊。
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. No wonder he won. Doesn't feel the pain. Wow.
I want to hug the beast, but I don't fancy being impaled so early on in the new year. So I refrain and wish him good luck instead. I've only been in Leishan for a few days, barely just getting to know the Miao, and only so much can be captured on camera. But these few days have left a lifelong impression.
No amount of prior research could have adequately prepared me for this experience I was going to have in Leishan with the Miao New Year. Everything from their heartwarming hospitality and also their humble pride in their culture, from their bullfighting to these animistic rituals, and also drinking myself into oblivion, of course. It's really made for an unforgettable experience. I'm Dui. See you next time on Travelogue.